Kerala economy, the agricultural sector, industrial sector, as well as the service sector contribution of the Kerala economy. So that is the general view, the general aspect of the Kerala economy in relation with particular emphasis to agricultural sector, industrial sector, as well as the service sector. Then the next one is the various reasons for the superiority of the economic programs adopted in Kerala for a faster economic development. That is concerned with the Kerala economic model. Kerala economic model and the characteristic features, why we call as a speciality of the Kerala economy, and what are the specific approaches for economic development we have in Kerala state, and so also the most important economic policies, economic schemes, yojanas and programs for poverty alleviation. For the poverty alleviation, what are the most important schemes? Then over and above this, there are certain institutions, speciality of the Kerala economy, as some institutions and provisions also we have to look into. But actually, it is consisting of a number of things. Number of things we have to study, since there is no separate individual item or syllabus is not available. Kerala economy in general is sufficient. Then Kerala economic model for different sectors. So also the special projects and programs for agricultural development, for industrial development, and for the overall economic development, distinguishing it from other states, superiority. Oh, that is one we have to look into. The most important thing is that sometimes you cannot remember all this, unlike the other topics. Other topics like sometimes there may be a theoretical approach is there, so that you can even without a note you can remember, recollect, and you can reproduce. But here, as there are some statistical data is also involved. Statistical data is also involved for the studies of Kerala economy. It is very necessary, and so that you should also note down all these points. Otherwise, you will not get recollection possible. It is not easy to recollect all these statistical data, comparative assessment, etc. I will go little slow, as you have to write down also. Make a small note on all these points also, as it is very necessary. The first is the a general overall view of all the state in the Indian economy. Then only we can see how far the Kerala economy is far away or far below the economic development in comparison with the other states. We say first of all the overall outlook of the Indian economy state-wise. So the first one is GDP of the Indian states. Indian state, a comparative assessment of the gross domestic product. Gross domestic product of the different states in India. Then, what do you mean by GDP, gross domestic product? GDP means what? GDP in Malayalam we say Abhyantara Utpadanam എന്നാണ്. അല്ലേ? അപ്പോൾ the contribution of the individuals in India within the Indian economy, utilizing resources of the Indian economy. Utilizing the resources of the Indian economy, the contribution to the national income by the normal residents of a country. Normal residents of a country means those persons who are living in India, Indian defined territory for a continuous period of 1 year, and whose economic interest is within Indian economy. Whose economic interest is within the Indian economy means what? That means he should do work. He should work in the Indian economy, contribute something to the national income of the economy. He should engage in the productive activities of the economy. So all those persons who are living in the Indian economy for a continuous period of 1 year, utilizing the resources of the Indian economy, contributing to the national income of the country, is what is known as gross domestic product. Domestic, by utilizing the available resources of the Indian economy. By utilizing the available resources of the Indian economy, if you reside within the Indian territory and making use of the materials available in the economy, engage in the productive activity, we consider the contribution of national income from his part. All normal residents, who are called a normal resident? Normal residents means all those persons who reside within the Indian economy during 1 year, completely 1 year, and economic interest of the man should also be in the Indian economy. Economic interest means he should work for the economic development of the Indian economy and contribute to, for example, tourism. Foreign tourists will come in large quantity, large scale foreigners are coming, and sometimes more than 1 year they may reside in the Indian economy, traveling from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. More than 1 year may be required, but they cannot be considered as normal residents because there is no intention of what? There is no intention of doing work in the Indian economy. They are only tourists. They are coming here, residing here for more than 1 year, traveling purposes, tourism purposes. Actually, they are not engaged in the contribution to the national income, and hence they cannot be considered as normal residents. Another term we have. What is the next term? GNP, gross national product. What do you mean by GNP, gross national product? GNP or gross national product means the contribution of the Indian nationals. That is why we call it as GN, national, gross national income. The total contribution of the nationals. About nationals means some of the Indians are working abroad. Some of our brothers and sisters who are citizens of India, who are the citizens of India, they are working abroad. Wherever they may be, whether they are in the Indian economy, engaged in the economic activity, or they are working elsewhere abroad, by nature they are Indian citizens. By nature they are Indian citizens because they are from India going to the other countries and doing work there. A portion of their income they are sending to India, NRI. That is non-resident Indian. Non-resident Indian is sending money to India. That is counted. That is counted where? In the GNP, gross national product. Contributions of the nationals, wherever they are. Whether they are within the Indian economy working or they are working abroad, their contribution is included in the gross national product. What is the difference between GNP and GDP? The difference between GNP and GDP is the net income from abroad. Net income from abroad, because from here some money is flowing to the other countries, because other countries persons are working here, so they may send a portion of their earnings from India to their country. Some money is flowing from India to the rest of the world. At the very same time, from the rest of the world, some money is also coming into India. Our Indians, NRI's contribution. NRI's contribution from the other countries coming to India. Difference between these two. Difference these two is what is known as the net income flow. The difference between GDP and GNP is only the net income from abroad. The net income from abroad, the difference between the net income, that is the money income going from India to the rest of the world, minus that income that is flowing from the rest of the world to India. Difference between this is net income from abroad. That net income from abroad is the reason for the difference in the value of GNP as well as GNI, gross national product, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ gross national product or gross national income on the one side, and gross domestic product or gross domestic income. In case of these two, that is the difference. Here we are taking the GDP of the Indian economy. Our GDP of the Indian economy means what? That is the sum of the contribution of the normal residents of the Indian economy utilizing the resources of the Indian economy. What is the gross production? That according to the recent GDP report 2019 end, we have a report on the state level GDP, gross domestic product of various states in India. Accordingly, Maharashtra has the highest GDP contribution. Maharashtra is the state with the highest GDP contribution to the Indian economy. Maharashtra, the highest contributor for the GDP in the Indian economy, and their contribution is 14.114% of the total GDP of India. Out of the total GDP of India, Maharashtra's contribution is 14.11%. 14.11% is the contribution of the Maharashtra economy to the GDP of India. Then followed by the second contributor to the GDP is our nearby state Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu is the second highest contributor, contributing 8.55%. 8.55% contribution is made by the nearby state Tamil Nadu. Industrially, Tamil Nadu is also better and contributing much to the GDP of India. Second position now goes to Tamil Nadu. And the third position is to Uttar Pradesh. Third position is to Uttar Pradesh. Uttar Pradesh is contributing 8.05%. 8.05% of the GDP is contributed by this Uttar Pradesh. Then another feature is that other states contributing higher percentage after these three states is, we may say, Karnataka. Karnataka is contributing 7.90%. 7.90% the contribution during the last year by Karnataka. Gujarat is also there, 7.69%. 7.69% the contribution of Gujarat. Rajasthan next in the seventh rank, and Bihar in the 14th rank. Sequentially, Bihar in the 14th rank. The contribution of Telangana, the new state, contribution of the Telangana state on basis of which the rank position is 9th rank, the position of Telangana, the newly formulated state. Then another thing is that all the five big contributors of GDP taken together, five top contributors, highest contributors, five top contributors of GDP to the national income of India, we find their contribution altogether taken 46.3%. 46.3% of the gross domestic product of the Indian economy is a contribution by the five top states together. That means about half of the GDP is the contribution of five bigger states. And 46.3% total, out of the total 46.3% is the share contribution by the five states together. എന്നാൽ if you take the five state of South India, South Indian 5 states if you are taking, it comes only 29.69%. 29.69% of the contribution from 5 South Indian states. What difference? Majority of the 5 big contributors are North Indians, and we find they contribute together 46.3% of the national income of India, whereas the 5 South Indian states taken together contribution comparatively lesser ആണ് 29.69%. 29.69%. Then 11th rank. And you see that we have also some targeted states according to the Government of India plans and programs. There is a target group of states. Target groups of states are, we may say, northeastern boundary states. Northeastern boundary states are newly constituted states, and their economic development comparatively very poor. They are poor states comparatively since they are formulated only recently, and the size of the economy is also comparatively very small. So they are supposed to be the targeted states of the Government of India for many policy measures, many developmental programs. More significance and importance and share is allowed by the government for the targeted states. All the targeted 8 states, according to the northeast targeted 8 states are target of the northeast border states. All of them, all the 8 border states taken together, contribution is very low, 2.8%. 2.8% of the GDP is only the contribution of the northeast border states, which are supposed to be the targeted states, which are supposed to be the targeted states of India. They together contribute 2.8%.